Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Probably at the Library. My name is Melissa. I am getting a little bit behind. We are in the middle of moving from Minnesota to Ohio, which is absolute craziness, but everything is good. And before it ended up being the end of May, I wanted to get you guys what I read in April and what I'm reading for the month of May. I'm going to give you a little recap. If I've already done a blog post on anything, I will add the links down below so you can see any blog tours that I did with it, or if I left a long review. And also, I am trying to create a bookshop.org. I'll have links for everything in the store there. That is an affiliate link if you want to grab anything that I recommend on there and help out the channel. That would be amazing also. So without further ado, let's go through what I read for the month of April. So April was a really good month. I started out reading A Girl Called Foote. This was amazing. I actually just did the blog tour kickoff for that. If you're a fan of Downton Abbey, it kind of has that same feel. Below stairs, above stairs. I really enjoyed the characters in this book. I will say it's a bit more of a young adult read. While it does have some romance in it, there is nothing graphic. Just a good love story. A bit of like love conquers all, that there's struggles for the poor and the rich, and they each have their own issues, that sort of thing. So definitely recommend that. Next book that I read for April was The Foolish Bride. I am a huge fan of A.S. Fenichel. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name correctly. Her books, to me, just have a unique way of addressing women's issues and still giving that Regency sort of flair to them. I really enjoy them. So I highly recommend that. Next, I read How to Train Your Baron, Loved by Diana Lloyd. That was the first book of hers that I read, and I just found it so unique, so funny. I think it was like halfway through the book when all of a sudden it clicked in my mind how the title tied into the story. You'll catch that if you read it. Also highly recommend that one. Oh, and in case you haven't been around for that long, I normally read historical romance. That's like my happy place in life, especially right now when I want all the happily ever afters and have a bit of escape from the news and everything else in life. So that is mainly what you're going to find on my to be read list. Okay. Let's see if I have any physical copies here. So next, I read Slightly Wicked. This book was amazing. So good. I would say this is a must read. This was my third book by Mary Balogh, I think is how you pronounce it. Balogh. Somebody help me. Let me know how you pronounce it. But if you like a bit more serious historical romance that has like a good I don't know, it's not, I don't want to say like fluffy, but it's not it's got a serious adult plot to it. I guess that's the best way I could say it. This one ticked all the boxes, absolutely loved. Okay, next I read Sabrina Jeffries' The Bachelor. I was sent like a first chapter blurb of this on NetGalley. The first chapter had me hooked. Somehow in the mix of all the NetGalley reads, I never got back to this, even though they sent me a copy. And time went on, and then I was walking through Target, and of course I saw it, so I had to grab it. I loved this book too. I had a really good string of books that I enjoyed this month. This one what I thought was unique about her writing was that she really gives you the feel for the era and the clothes, and just the way she describes like the settings, I felt gave me a unique view. I'm guessing this was early Regency. I don't think it told a date. She kind of was talking about like that transition from wigs and how you would dress to go to court and that sort of thing. And I really enjoyed it. So you'll see on May's to be read list, I have another one of her books because I enjoyed it so much. Okay, next we have Lakeshire Park by Megan Walker. This was her debut novel. Oh my goodness. So if you enjoy Jane Austen, to me, this was a really good book. I actually, this was the first ever book I was approved for on NetGalley, fun fact. And if you remember your first NetGalley book that you were approved for, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see. And did you stay with like the same genre of what you enjoy reading then as to now? This is a proper romance, so clean romance. I wasn't sure what to expect, but when the story is good, it's good. So I read this when I was first approved for NetGalley, which was maybe 4 months ago or so. And then I just did the blog tour for this, and I reread it because I loved it so much. And I barely ever reread books, but this, the second time, still captured my heart. It had me swooning at the end. I would highly recommend Lakeshire Park. Oh, and by the way, I am doing live stream because I don't know how to edit. I don't have any fancy background. Hopefully when we move, I'll be able to have like a bookcase behind me or something that looks pretty. But guys, I hope you're just here for the content and the book recommendations because I'm not fancy. Okay, so that wraps up. I think that was everything. Wait, did I miss anything? Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So also read The Ruin of Evangeline Jones. First time reading a book by Julia Bennet. I love following her on Twitter, by the way, and Instagram. She has the most amazing Victorian era costumes that she posts every day. They really inspire me, and I love looking at those. Just the visual content that she puts out, so good. I loved The Ruin of Evangeline Jones. It has like mysticism, Victorian era, just to me felt very unique from what I'd typically been reading. I thought the characters were really solid. Highly recommend that. Next, I read Heiress for Hire by Madeline Hunter. That was sent to me. I don't remember if it was by NetGalley or the publisher. That one was okay. Nothing to rave about. Next was Masquerade at Middleton Abbey. Another clean romance. Oh, that's by Abigail Wilson. I believe it's also her debut novel. I think she's kind of in the same mix of people as Lakeshire Park Publishing, if I remember correctly. It was good. I wouldn't rave about it and tell people to rush to read it, but it was still a good book. And then last for April was His Bride for the Taking, my first Tessa Dare read. It was so cute. I loved it. It's just a novella. I downloaded it. I think she had posted on Twitter that it was free for a few days. And I thought it was super cute. Loved it. I have actually a few more of her books on the shelf to read. So we'll see what I think of her writing as I get into it. But the novella, loved it. Okay, so for May, now we are going to be moving in the month of May. So I was trying to not be overly zealous on what I think I could read. But I still wanted to push myself. And I let me know in the comments below, like, first of all, do you make a list for the month of what you want to read? Do you stick to the list? Do you just go with the flow and read whatever you feel like? I used to be, I just read. I would always say, I'm a mood reader. I can't make a list of what I want to read. But then once I started going on NetGalley, you'll soon learn that you need a plan, or you're going to request way too many books, and you're going to run out of time to read them all, and your percentage is going to tank. So I started making a to be read list, and then I actually won this planner from Owl Crate. Looks like this. It's really cute, really sturdy. It's amazing. It's got extra planner stuff, your book reviews, everything you can write in there. But I started making out like a loose what's on my shelf that I want to read that's been sitting there for a while, along with my NetGalley books that I needed to read, although I'm kind of taking a break from NetGalley because I have so many books here at home that I need to read. And I actually found it really helped me read a lot more books than I used to. Like, it gave me focus, and when I would finish something, I would kind of be like, okay, I've got this here to read, but I'm also loose with it. And if I'm not feeling it, or if I've got something on the shelf that's calling to me, I will read that also. All right, reading for May of 2020. First up, I already finished this book, and it was amazing. This was recommended by my friend Paulette, who gives me the most amazing reviews ever, and is really bad for my book budget, but I love her to death. So Redeeming the Reclusive Earl by Virginia Heath. This was the first book that I read by this author, and it was amazing. Just a really fun, grumpy Earl and really quirky heroine, and it spoke to me, and I could not put it down. I think I read this in like 24 hours. So highly, highly recommend. I just call him the grumpy Earl. That's what he is to me. Okay, next I have another author that is new to me. One Good Earl Deserves a Lover. So here's this one. This came highly recommended from a Facebook historical romance club that I'm in, and I actually had quite a few people mention this book. So I grabbed it a little while ago. This went on the to be read because it's been on the shelf, and I want to make a point to get it read. Okay, Sabrina Jeffries. So I am super curious. This will be the second. Isn't that cover gorgeous, by the way? This will be the second book I will have read by her, and I'm really hoping it lives up to what The Bachelor was. This is first in a new series, so I'm forever reading books out of order, which I guess I'm okay with, as long as it doesn't ruin anything later on in the series. So yeah, I'm super curious to see what this one is gonna be like. Okay, next I have The Bad Luck Bride by Janna MacGregor, who is lovely. Janna is so sweet. This was the first book in a new series. I've read some of her other books. She was on the Social Distancing Book Festival. She was so sweet to come on there. And she actually sent me a few of her books that I didn't have. So I am really looking forward to reading this. And she always has, I feel like, such amazing covers. I really like the color schemes. They do like a lot of purple and teal on her books. Okay, this one I sat down last night to read. I thought I'll just start a few chapters and go to bed. I stayed up till midnight to finish this book because I couldn't put it down. It was that amazing. The cover is stunning. So this was the first Mimi Mathews book that I read. Victorian era. I fell in love. I just don't even know what else to say about this book, but grab a copy and read it because it's amazing. I went online this morning and I bought three more books by Mimi Mathews. I have another one of her, the Matrimonial Advertisement, is already on my shelf. I can't remember the other three that I ordered right now. But I'm super excited to get to those. Okay, next we have Jess Michaels. I actually read another of her series, that was about a set of triplets that was really good. I'm totally blanking on the name of them. But I really enjoyed them. I loved the characters. This is a bit more towards erotica, so just to forewarn you, if that's a concern. I don't know if it's the same as her others, I should say, but from what I understand, that's a little bit more of her writing. But I'm super excited to give this one a read. And next I have, so this will be a reread for me, Earl Not Taken. I told you I love her writing. Here's some of her other books on the back. I have read A Lady's Past. I have not read the other three in the Everton Domestic Society, but I have read her Bride series, and I loved those. So I've already read this. I am going to have a blog interview with her coming up, which look forward to that. And I loved it the first time around, so I know I'm going to love reading it a second time. Okay, we're almost to the end here. So other Mimi that I have, I'm going to read this one. I'm excited because the other one was a novella. This one's even longer. So much goodness. Very much looking forward to reading this. And then last, so this one I probably won't make it through the whole entire book, but I'm just trying to learn more so that when I read books, I want to know more about the historical accuracy, even though they are fiction. I love history and I love learning about different eras. So Jane Austen's England, daily life in the Georgian and Regency periods. I just wanted to learn more about what life was like then. And hopefully you guys enjoy history as much as I do. And I want to be able to share some of that with you too, so that you can learn right along with me. I want to continue doing interviews with as many authors as I can, or different history experts from Georgian, Regency, Victorian era, so that we can share in the love of history, historical romance, and have a wonderful community here. So I hope you enjoyed my April recap and my May to be read. Let me know what's on your to be read list in the comments below, and we can chat about it. Do we have any of the same books? Are there any authors that you saw here in the pile that you love? Anybody that I should be reading? Tell me all the things, and I hope you guys are all doing amazing and you are happy and healthy and getting lots of time to read in. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.